What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the world according to Briggs and a fresh look at the best states to raise a family. We did this video about 4 years ago and a lot has changed. For this list, we are looking at states that are safe, they have high scores for education, they're affordable, they have good healthcare, childcare, and have family things to do. That means like amusement parks, outdoor activities, things like that. As the list goes on, you'll find some states didn't make this list because of cost. A couple examples are Massachusetts and California. Massachusetts has a great education system, their healthcare is phenomenal, but their cost of living and their housing is far too high to be reasonable for a family. In most cases, if you're extremely wealthy, sure, I'd move there. But most of us didn't win the lottery, so we gotta look elsewhere. California has great things to do, from the beaches to the amusement parks, but California is terribly expensive and it sucks in so many ways. I often weep when I find out I have to travel down there. My wife also suggested I include a category for which states are more accepting of a husband that says inappropriate things at inappropriate times. That isn't a real stat. I think it has to do with a comment I made to a coworker of hers about a bad dye job and a comparison to an overripe avocado. All right, let's see which states are the best to raise a family in 2022. Number 10, Washington State. Washington has been gaining popularity in recent years. They aren't terribly expensive outside the major cities like Tacoma and Seattle and stuff like that. And a lot of people are choosing different suburbs outside the cities and then, working from home or whatever. Washington is a great place to raise a family. As far as things to do and fun, they rank 8th. Safety, they rank 15th. Cost of living, like I said, is a little expensive, but most of that is Seattle and Tacoma. They're ranked 39th there. Education, they're ranked 19th. Number 9, Virginia. Virginia is another state that's growing more and more popular with everyone, not just families. It is a great place to raise a family. It always has been. This isn't something new to Virginia. Virginia is another one of those states that have more than their share of small towns that are great to raise a family. And in a lot of cases, these great small towns aren't too far out of the big cities in case that's where you have to work. Virginia is ranked 25th when it comes to family entertainment and fun. I'm just going to call it fun from now on. When it comes to safety, they are ranked 11th. Cost of living is 27th. When it comes to education, Virginia ranks 15th in the nation. Number 8, Utah. The only surprise here is Utah's not number 1 or 2. I mean, Utah kind of screams family life, To me, the Mormon religion, which Mormons pretty much run this state and they always have, they're founded by Mormons for the most part. That religion is insanely focused on family and family values and all that good stuff. So that's plus if you want to raise a family around it. You don't have to join the Mormon church if you move to Utah, but I'm sure they wouldn't mind it if you did. When it comes to fun and entertainment, Utah's ranked 15th, safety is ranked 16th, cost of living 31st, and when it comes to education, they're 14th. If we were including like universities and stuff in their education system, they have some of the best in the country. They probably would have moved further up the line, but we're kind of focusing on high school on down on this. Number 7, New Hampshire. New Hampshire and Vermont, which will be coming up soon, are two states that are perfect for families that kind of want to get away from the city and they don't want their kids exposed to city-type life. These are two perfect states for that. New Hampshire is a great state if you want to take your kids out to do outdoor activity, camping, fishing, whatever you want to do. Most people in this country seem to think that the only places that have really good fishing are like in the South and, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, maybe even Oregon. But no, that whole New England area and Pennsylvania, which isn't New England, but it's right there, that is amazing fishing, amazing camping, amazing woodlands. And stop typing. I know upstate New York is in between New Hampshire, Vermont, and Pennsylvania. It's just, I seem to like the woods in those areas and not so much New York. New Hampshire is ranked 22nd when it comes to fun. When it comes to safety, they're ranked number 2. Their cost is 38th and their education, they're ranked 9th. Those are all solid numbers except for the cost. But, if there's anything we've learned on this channel is if something's nice, it's going to cost a little bit more. They're just not number 49th or 50 on this list when it comes to cost. Number 6, Vermont. Everything I said about New Hampshire is the same for Vermont. I've said many times, it's almost like these are the same state. If you look at them on the map, it kind of looks like they should be the same state. I'm not really sure why, but I've always enjoyed Vermont a little bit better though. When it comes to fun and family entertainment, Vermont is ranked 24th, and a lot of that has to do with all the streams, creeks, and wooded areas, just like New Hampshire. When it comes to safety, Vermont is ranked number 1. Cost of living is 39th, and their education is 4th. Those are not bad numbers. Number 5, New Jersey. Yeah, you know, if I had false teeth, I probably would have spit them out when I first realized New Jersey was the 5th best state to raise a family. I mean, you just don't think it should be. New Jersey's got places like Trenton and super fun sites, but you gotta admit they're a pretty decent state. And they always seem to have good pizza too. I always give New Jersey a hard time because they seem kind of rude, but really it's just their way. I mean, they talk a little too close to you and a lot of times they're a little bit loud. That's just the nature of them. They're not being rude, they just sound like it, especially if you're someone like me that comes from the West Coast. But when you look at these rankings, you'll realize New Jersey's not that bad of a state. When it comes to fun and family entertainment, they're ranked 7th in the nation. That is not bad. This is another shocker. When it comes to safety, they're ranked 14th. You think being that close to New York and everything else, they'd just be a nightmare. But no, they're ranked 14th overall. Cost of living, they're a little high. They're actually the highest on this list, ranked 42nd. When it comes to education, buckle up everyone. They're ranked 1st in the nation for high school on down. Number 4, Iowa. Now, this one makes sense and the world is right again. Iowa is another one of those states that is just known for being a family values type state. They've always been that way and they always will be that way. The biggest downside of living in Iowa is there's not a lot to do unless, you like getting lost in a cornfield or something. Iowa is ranked 33rd when it comes to family fun and entertainment. They're ranked 13th in safety, which is a little higher than I thought they'd be. But when it comes to cost of living, they're ranked 7th in the nation. That is not bad. Education, they're ranked 11th, which is respectable. Number 3, Wisconsin. This is the one I think everyone should move to if they want to raise a family. Wisconsin is just that way. People are nice, they're welcoming, they're friendly, and they're just decent people most of the time. Sure, you're going to have jerks every once in a while, but you got a higher chance in Wisconsin than most states of running into decent, good people. This isn't a real stat, but it's kind of this opinion and this stat that I put on people as I meet them from states and stuff like that. As an example, if I go to California, I know 1 out of every 20 people is going to be a complete jerk and I don't need to be around them. But when you look at places like Iowa, it starts moving up to 1 out of every 50. Nevada, it's like 1 out of every 30, but you get to Wisconsin and it starts getting up around 1 out of every 100 people will be a jerk. They're just nice people. Wisconsin is ranked 11th when it comes to family fun. When it comes to safety, they're ranked 12th. Cost of living is 22nd, which is great for a place that is a desirable place to live. And when it comes to education, they're ranked 16th. Number 2, Nebraska. Nebraska is just like Iowa in so many ways. They spell it differently. That's about it. Nebraska is another state where if you want to raise your family in a nice, quiet, safe environment, it's one of the best in those respects. They do have a little more excitement than Iowa does. They're actually ranked 17th when it comes to family fun, where Iowa was ranked 33rd. When it comes to safety, they're ranked 10th. Cost of living, they're ranked 14th, which is solid. And education, they come in 12th in the nation. Not bad, Nebraska. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. I would very much appreciate it if you went over there and subscribed, watched some videos. Really want to grow that channel. I really like it. And a lot of people seem to also. Maybe you will as well. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Minnesota. Yeah, a lot of you are probably shocked, and the people that are shocked probably haven't spent much time in Minnesota. Minnesota is a beautiful state with a lot of things to do and great people. They're right next to Wisconsin, and they share a lot of the same personality traits of being decent people. They've been getting a lot of bad press in the last couple of years with riots and protests and all that other stuff, but that doesn't take away the fact that most of this state is just a great place to live. Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's got its problems just like any other major city, but I'm telling you, Minnesota is a great state to live. If you're not from the United States, I will tell you this right now, it is horribly cold during the winter. So if that's not your thing, Minnesota's not your place. But everything else about Minnesota is great. When it comes to family fun, they're ranked 4th. They've got lakes, streams, creeks, wooded areas, all kinds of stuff to do. When it comes to safety, they're ranked 9th. Outside of Minneapolis, St. Paul, they don't have much crime. Their cost of living, they're ranked 16th in the nation. And when it comes to education, they're ranked 20th. Those are not bad numbers, and that's how Minnesota got to number 1.